I played in the National Football League for 8 years, and that's the biggest one, I guess, biggest accomplishment. I played 8 years for 5 different teams: the Philadelphia Eagles, New York Jets, Giants, Cardinals, and Buccaneers, and opened up a couple of businesses here in the Washington, D.C. area. I used to work with the members of Congress, start their congressional flag football game to raise money for charity, and being a part of the D.C. I was part of D.C. Dancing Stars with Susanna, and now to be a part of this with the service people is unbelievable.
Right, and it's been a fantastic event, and we saw some amazing dancing. What stood out most to you?
You know, the courage, because I did the D.C. Dancing Stars in the very beginning with Susanna, and just being able to get out there in front of a room full of people, four walls, enclosed, and they looking at you. And I said, my first time ever doing it, I said, I'd rather be in front of 80,000 people in a stadium screaming, but I was in my comfort zone. And so these people, they were out of their comfort zone and being able to go out there and compete and dance. And some of the competitors, they danced and sing. So that was incredible.
Yeah, and what advice would you give to someone that hasn't been able to step out of their comfort zone but kind of wants to?
Just do it. Just go out and do it. I mean, it will break a lot of barriers from within. For me, playing professional football on a Friday night in Texas on a high school game in front of a crowd, and then going to the pros. But when you get out of your comfort zone, you're dancing in front of strangers. You have a few support systems out there as far as your friends and family. But when you're able to just get out there and get in this little small box, it's still a small box, sweat, shaking, nerves, perspiration, and then just get out there and just relax and just have fun. It's a great thing.
Right. Well, coming from you, thank you so much for your words of encouragement. I'm sure a lot of people out there will appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you so much. Seen her on Dancing with the Stars. You've seen her, so you think you can dance. I'm here with Lacey Schwimmer, and she just did an amazing job of judging. And what stood out to you the most?
Oh, I'm always amazed when someone comes from zero and then just comes on the floor with rhinestones and spray tans and the whole thing. It's a crazy transformation, and even though the many years that I've been doing this, it still surprises me. I mean, I think today my jaw dropped the most with Steve. He's like a cop, and he had things all tied up on him in the rehearsal footage, and he couldn't really even walk, let alone dance, and then he comes out, and I almost started crying. It was so much fun to watch. So I was super surprised, but God, I love seeing people enjoy what they're doing, especially when it has to do with something I do. It's really, really cool.
Right, and you made a lot of mention about exactly that you saw the footage from the before and then you got to see the after. Now, for someone who's in the before category, what advice would you give to them to kind of step out of their comfort zone?
Oh my gosh. Well, I do a lot of coaching and teaching and everything, and it's always the insecurities that are the worst in people. So get rid of it, try it. If you fall on your butt, I applaud you, you're trying. Just keep going for it. One day it'll click and it will make all the sense in the world.
Yes. And by the way, she's an amazing salsa dancer. I just want to throw that out there.
Thank you. And I'm in 7-inch heels, and they're not really dance shoes. Okay, hi.
All right, well, thank you so much, Lacey.
Thank you, man.
Okay, so we just wrapped up with Dancing with the Services, hosted by Fred Astaire Reston, and I'm with Susanna Moss, who just did amazing performances and with several different costume changes. But there was more to that event: the lights, the production, the little snippets of video, the training, the coronation. But most importantly, this was a charity event. There was a silent auction, and you raised thousands of dollars for several charities. So all this hard work that went into this. What was your reasoning to do all of this?
So many months ago, in fact, several years ago, I did another similar charity event called Dancing with the Stars DC. And ever since then, people have asked me, when are you going to do another charity event? It was so much fun. It was so awesome. It was done so well. And, then we opened up our own Fred Astaire Dance Studio. And it's always been in the back of my mind to do something like this. I have this unique ability to put on these events. And it got me thinking, who are the real stars in our community? Are they the newscasters, the movie stars, reality TV stars, corporate elites? Well, yes, they're very important, and don't get me wrong, love them to death, all of them. But the people who really work hard on a day-to-day basis, who are the unsung heroes, the men and women in uniform, they go out and they do the things that we don't necessarily want to do ourselves to make our communities a safer place in our country to be the best country, in my opinion, in the world to live in. Now, I'm from England originally, but I call America home. I'm a citizen, so I'm, a true immigrant, and I believe that this country is the best in the world. And I wanted to recognize those people for a lot of the work that they do and let them be the stars for the night, let them come out of the shadows, and all for these great causes. Primarily the Pink Fund, which is a breast cancer charity, and the FOP, the Fraternal Order of Police, and they help families of fallen police officers. When you think about it, that happens more than we realize, and those families get left alone. So they really do help. And of course, the Unity Tour, which does a very similar thing. They reach out to the community, they help kids that are underprivileged, and they just make our homes and our societies a better place to live.
Well, I know all these charities really appreciate your efforts, and how fitting to do it on Veterans Day to honor these service members. And it was an absolute pleasure to attend this event. And thank you for all your hard work and for all the servicemen that deserve that recognition. Thank you, Susanna.
My pleasure.